left with. If I am faking it, I faked it for species protection, for species recognition, and to teach people about the species, because I sure shit am finding tracks. I sure shit tell you that the structures and the breaks and the sightings, like Jeff Meldrum will never, ever, ever, if you look at him and say, well, that was some dude he had you tricked, Jeff was there. Like, you're in the hell of middle of nowhere. There's no dude smashing trees, busting the ground. Like, Sasquatch came around, interacted, and then showed himself to Jeff.
Okay, you just got to realize something about these Bigfoot celebrities who are doing these hoaxes. That's what they want to do, is get the celebrity status so they can have the cult following and shake the criticism by running into the protection of the crowd. You're over there trying to serve the guy with papers, and he's like, yeah, you don't see me, I'm gonna run away, you can't touch me, and puts himself in between you and a bunch of his groupies. But so Todd Standing, he's saying right there, if I did hoax it, I did it for species protection. What the fuck? He's a hoaxer right there. He's a freaking hoaxer. But look at this dude. No, that's not a mugshot, I don't think. But doesn't he look guilty with that mustache? See, that's an old picture of Jeff. It's funny what happens when somebody's new at their job compared to when somebody's comfortable with their position. It doesn't mean that people are doing a good job or they're doing the right thing. It just means they're comfortable with their position. You know how it is. You get a new manager on the job, you can tell it's his first day, you can tell it's his first month, you can tell he's new. But once they settle in, they get real comfy. What do? They start acting like a fat ass. They're not as thorough. They get lazy. They're comfortable. So look at this dude. Does that look like somebody you can trust? Does that look like somebody you'd leave your kids with? Okay. Oops. He's a Bigfoot expert, but thought there were no Bigfoot experts, right? But here he is, happy with Todd Standing, the hoaxer. But how did Todd Standing, how did he get so good at hoaxing? Because he had the help of the Canadian government. Remember, he went and petitioned the government. See, that's how the Jesuit order even started. What happened? Oh, Ignatius Loyola had a meeting with the Pope. And then all of a sudden this organization is formed to fight the spread of the loss of power for the Catholic Church due to the printing of the Bible. But the Catholic Church is at war with people to keep them under control. So the government's at war to keep people under control. And how do they do it? Just believe what this guy says. Believe what he says. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe there's, maybe 5,000 in the whole country, maybe that's stretching it, whatever number he says, whatever bullshit he's trying to feed you, like trying to give you credibility. Why isn't he saying, what's with this guy in the hoax? Why won't he explain himself? Why won't he show the video and how he supposedly zoomed in on a Sasquatch, when we know if you aim anything at a Sasquatch, it has a negative reaction? Anything. You aim anything. These witnesses say, I lifted my phone up, I was going to take a picture, and it started to growl at me. I pissed my pants. I didn't get a video. But this guy can zoom right in. And he won't even show you how. He refuses. I've got a Sasquatch on camera. You saw how I did it. It's right there on the video. I show how it happened. But not these guys. Professional hoaxer, professional acceptor of the hoax. It's just like saying, no, this guy killed his wife. Well, I don't know, maybe he killed his wife. I don't know. They didn't find him guilty. He's fine with me. I'll go out drinking with him anytime. I don't care if his wife's missing still. I don't know where the body is. Hey, whatever, So what? He's a hoaxer. Yeah, it's fine. You can just accept it. Not me. I guess it's good enough for this guy. But he did go out, right? And he says he saw a Sasquatch. But can you trust him? What does Doug Hychek say? Red flags, man. Too many red flags. You can't be trusting these guys. So Todd Standing's been out doing hoaxes. Good hoaxes. On video. Won't explain himself. Guilty. But what does Jeff do? I'll take you. Let me go out. Be a victim of you. Oh, look, Jeff, the apples disappeared. Isn't it? I mean, who knows? what's real. Did Jeff see a Sasquatch with him? Maybe. Maybe. Definitely could be true because they're out there. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know because he's a hoaxer. Could he have government-sponsored help to have an amazing Sasquatch costume? Have Canadian Special Forces out there posing to be a Sasquatch with military help? Sure he could. Why couldn't he? He's got the government budget, but the whole thing is, that's what happens when you want to prove. It's when you want to prove the truth to the people. The government makes you do a hoax to discredit you. Just like Rick Dyer shoots a Sasquatch, has to drive around a fake body. Todd Standing, though, gets real footage of a Sasquatch. He's out there trying to show it to you, which he does have some real footage. But then what happens? Boom, major hoax. And then what is he saying here? Well, if I did hoax it. Well, is that acceptable, though? Is it fucking acceptable? Talk about the government corruption. You can't, when they approach you to be a double agent, it's in the Patriot Act in America. When they approach you to be a double agent for the government and you say no, they say, okay, well, if you tell anybody that we approached you, you got a $1 million fine and 10 years in jail as punishment for even uttering that the government asked me to work for them in an undercover double agent status, and I refused. So when the mafia comes and makes you an offer that you can't refuse, quote unquote, 99% of these guys buckle and fold and start sucking the red, white, and blue right off the fucking pole. It's fucking disgusting. I wouldn't work for those fucking criminals, and I let them know right now, they've known my entire internet career, that the fucking government is corrupt as fuck. You don't want anything to do with that scum. But these guys will interact with it. Here's the other thing. Jeff Meldrum, he's compromised by the institution of science. If you ask Jeff Meldrum if he believes in the theory of evolution, evolution is just a theory. Although no creatures are currently turning into other creatures, you will never witness one kind of creature turn into another kind of creature. Dogs can interbreed, seals can interbreed, whatever, bears can interbreed, whatever it is. But you're not going to see a dog turn into a cat, not without genetic intervention. So these guys are compromised. They'll tell you, oh yeah, I believe in the theory of evolution. Blah, blah, that's what science says I gotta believe in. Fucking dumbasses. I'm just going through these pictures. Here's the whole thing. And I did a little follow-up and found that I posted, look at him holding these fake footprints. I don't think everything that he's showing is legitimate, and I don't think that his opinion is legitimate on a lot of things. I want to show you something here. Going through the windows. Duluth Tribute News. Hey, go back. Whoa, it just closed. Damn, that wasn't cool. I'm gonna find that again. Anyway, damn, that bugs me. That was all about Jeff Meldrum discrediting, son of a gun, these guys' Bigfoot castings. And that's exactly what I want to talk about. I'm really bummed that that just closed. That really pisses me off. But that's what Jeff Meldrum is doing, is getting this celebrity status, and then, oops, no, you don't have what you thought you had. Because I've got a buddy that went and found some juvenile prints recently, and he went out and showed a woman the prints in person, and she was showing Jeff Meldrum online, and he says, no, those aren't Sasquatch prints. And it's like, are you fucking stupid? Yeah, they are. They're juvenile prints. They have the mid-tarsal breaks and everything. Not all the prints have the mid-tarsals either. Like, here's an example of one that I took. It's a pretty shitty cast. But for size comparison, this is almost as large as my size 13 foot. Heel to heel is just shy. That toe comes right up onto my toe, the base of it. So, but you get other stuff with a really good impression. Some really good curve in there. But I mean, like, he would probably see this and be like, no, that's definitely not Definitely not a Sasquatch, because obviously Sasquatch are born with 16 to 18-inch feet. So juveniles don't leave prints. Everybody knows that, right? Because you're an expert. So there's Jeff Meldrum, the expert, discrediting these guys who went out when they were hunting one morning and found these Sasquatch tracks going up to their hunting feed or something like that, eating the feeder corn, whatever it was, in the Duluth Daily Tribute. So Jeff Meldrum's discredited them, discredits a friend of mine and his findings, and tries to say that's not real. And it's like, here you are, you won't even put the fucking heat on Todd Standing, and you're blindly discrediting people. Like, you're a fucking piece of shit, motherfucker. Like, you're a fucking cover-up artist. Like, you look like a fucking pedophile, motherfucker. Like, look at this dude. But now he's all smug and happy, like, standing with hoaxers. Like, ho, ho, hoaxers! Merry Hoaxmas, everybody. From the great white north. Here's a little snow to blind your vision. You don't know what you're working with. These fucking double agents, these cover-up artists. That's how they gatekeep. They're there to fucking do what they're told. So here's the game plan, though. You have to have people saying Sasquatch is real. You're never going to, quote-unquote, prove it. There's never going to be any proof. It's like saying, when is God going to be proven real? Get fucking real. It's all to your own self. You got to prove it to yourself. If you find it to be true, find it to be true. But these guys are systematically just lying. Okay? They're just playing a role. You got to get it. They're like, they won't commit. They're like, yeah, they're like, you know, the guys who like, you know, like throwing a basketball game, like purposefully like missing your shots and like not hustling and getting rebounds and playing under your ability in order to throw the game, so to speak. That's like what these guys do. They get in these starting position roles, and then no, that's not real. Oh, no, there's only so many Sasquatch. Oh, well, here, follow me. Like, don't follow anybody else. Like, there's only so many hours in the day. Like, if you've had a sighting, you know, report it to me. Like, don't tell anybody else about it. Like, I'm the authority, and then you, like, go report it to him. And he's like, no, those aren't real. And it's like, oh, okay, why did I waste my time with this fucking cover-up artist? But here's the other thing. Remember the Falcon Project? Whatever happened with that? Jeff got on the Falcon Project. Boom, thing flops. I mean, I'm reading the backstory. They're saying they can't get enough getting funding for it. I mean, Tom Biscardi was involved in it. I mean, I read his name there and part of the article, and I'm like, yeah, this is obviously goofy to begin with, and yet that's what brings the money. That's what these guys want. It's like, how does Biscardi even exist in the Bigfoot world anymore? Because he can get people with money, because he's hustling people, talking them down, moving and shaking. Bring money to the table, people start saying, oh shit, this is real. Okay, fuck, okay. I'll put my boots on, I'll be there, yeah, I'll come work. Yeah, what do you need me to do? Sure, paycheck, ching ching. That's what's going on with these guys. So Meldrum, how's he getting a paycheck? Just discredit people. Yeah, just discredit people. Here's the game plan. You just say Bigfoot's real, and then also support our double agent Todd Standing. We're going to attach him to you. You guys get all buddy-buddy. We're going to make sure you go out in the woods together. Smell each other's farts in the tent. Get real close with each other. So yeah, now they're in love. And you got this whole deception where, let me look at fucking Todd Standing, dude. The guy had a Grizzly Adams beard. He's out there in ghillie suits, diving into creeks and shit, like coming out like Swamp Thing, like just being like a freak for Bigfoot. But then he gets a recognition, they do the hoax, and boom, he doesn't have to do that anymore. Now he's leading TV crews. Now he's leading the propaganda and the cover-up. Where does the cover-up of Bigfoot happen? On the TV, at the conferences, through the organizations. So what's Todd Standing doing? Getting film crews. That's exactly what this fucking kid's talking about in this episode that I just played you. This Kyle Deshane kid. He's all about it. He loves it. He's like Todd Standing, yeah, like he's sucking so much cult member dick. It's fucking pathetic when you listen to that kid's interview. He's like, Todd Standing would never do that. Like, he would never do that. Like, he would never. Like, yeah, dude, yeah, sure, your dad would never hit your mom. Yeah, your dad would never cheat on your mom. Yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, okay, you love your daddy. Like, yeah, whatever, kid. Get fucking real. You don't know what the real world's like, kid. But, oh, yeah, you do, because he showed up with the fucking film crew. So, yeah, all that, you just fucking are feeding into the propaganda. Oh, well, I'm on TV with them. That's where the fucking lies go. If I'm on TV, I'm going to be telling you this fucking shit is corrupt as fuck. Don't listen to anybody else except me on here, because everybody else is fucking lying. But I can't even watch TV without wanting to fucking puke when I see fucking people. Unless it's some reality TV show, like, I'm just saying, it's everything is scripted. It's so bad. Even these people's opinions. But yeah, dude, like, it is the Emperor's New Clothes scenario. Like, Todd Standing would never hoax. Dude, he won't even show the camera footage. Like, show when you click it on and, like, zoom in and, like, get on the creature. Like, show something. Like, you show nothing. Like, it's a hoax. Get it? It's a fucking production. It's a fucking production. And what is he doing? Showing up with a film crew. It's a fucking production. Get a fucking clue, Junior. Jesus, God. Fucking people are so fucking, like, idealistic. Like, nothing's really bad in the world, right? Like, no, people go missing. Like, they'll kill you for your organs. Like, they can fucking put you into sex fucking trafficking. Like, little girls are fucking growing up getting raped for fucking years. Like, you don't fucking know what this world's like. You don't know what this fucking world's like. Everything's so fucking happy for you. I know lots of people like this. I just like to think about happy things and talk to me like, oh, you always focus on negative things and you're always wanting to confront things, and I just like to be happy in the world and relax and calm and not like want to confront things. It's like somebody's got to do it. There's a lot of dumb bullshit out there. The fucking, as long as the government exists, there's fucking corruption and hoaxes and infiltration being committed by them. They're in all facets. They fucking prey on business. They fucking, dude, I could just tell you, the fucking government is used by secret societies, by psychopaths, by any number of people to get into these organizations, fucking embezzle money, fucking find out where fucking 20 kilos are being kept and go fucking get a search warrant and fucking only turn in 3 of them. Like, you have no idea how fucking corrupt the fucking government agents are. They're doing shit with the technology the government provides them to commit crimes, like, and they're doing it through the Bigfoot community, to the Bigfoot community, guaranteed, spying on us in the first place because they fucking legalized it with the Patriot Act. But then they'll justify it because they're involved in telling lies and they have double agents in the community, so they have to watch what's going on. Like, don't you friggin' get it? Like, I just don't think people are even aware the way the world operates. So it's funny, Jeff Meldrum's from Idaho, right? He's Idaho State, but what is Boise State known for? Trick plays, right? Trick football plays. Like, you ever think Jeff Meldrum could be running trick play on you guys? You ever think the government could be running a trick play? Like, every day? You get it? Good luck.